Alright, hello everyone. Today we have our family Hierarch candidate Ishmael. This ID is an ID that really screams potential to me, and I'll talk about many different reasons why. Alright, let's talk about every single bad thing that I found about this character. Every single one of them, and then after that, I'll talk about all of the hopium and copium that I've had because I've been theorizing for the past few hours already about what I can do or what is going to happen to this ID to make it more interesting later on. Right. So, first off, the Rupture team, as of now, has quite a few debuffs, correct, right? It has Deathrite, Haste, Venom, Fission. It has Rupture as a debuff. It has, maybe if you put some on the support passive, you can get offense level down, defense level down, binds, Ishmael's, a Roseate Desire, blah blah blah, a lot of egos and stuff, right? A lot of different debuffs. But the Deathrites are eaten by the fast people, usually. And Xichun doesn't have any haste. So Ishmael is not able to actually go that fast to go and catch some of those Deathrites because these skills are all on use. Right, so by the time it gets to her turn, most of the time, the Maus will have eaten up their Deathrite already. The Maus that go after the first Maus will have eaten another Deathrite stack, and they may not have replaced the Deathrite stack. Right, so lots of little things might get eaten along the way, so you can't really rely on the Deathrite. So that is basically a non-consistent way of getting debuffs. There are some debuffs also that can be consumed on eating it, like sinking and so on. So that's also a bit of an issue. And yeah, the Rupture team itself doesn't really have a lot of other ways to apply debuffs. One consistent way we can do it is skill 2. We can actually apply defense level down ourselves with the character. But besides that, not really. And also we need to on-use have it beforehand. So yeah, we can set it up ourselves, but we don't want to be setting it up ourselves. Not having the coin power for this skill is kind of shit, right? So negative effects, a bit of an issue with the character, I find, because the Deathrites are just not consistent enough to be eaten by the Ishmael. I want it to be gotten by the Ishmael so she can get the Clash Power +1, Coin Power +1, or Attack Weight +1. These are all very important stuff that she needs to hit in order to get the stuff. So not having the Deathrites is a bit of a pain because that means that the number of other negative effects you might need is going to be quite a lot, and you might only be able to get them from freaking egos at that point, and that's going to be very, very costly for an ID already, right? If the base team doesn't support it, then it's already going to be an ego spam fiesta to try to make the character to work, and that's just not very efficient, right? Another thing is that she wants Rupture on the target. That one's simple, right? We just run the Rupture team. She only needs 4 Rupture, she needs 3 Rupture or 6 Rupture if you want to get the 2 coin power, and then the skill 3, this one is a lot of Rupture though. You need 7 of the sum. So it's what coin power +1 for every 7 of the sum. So you could have like 14, and that will give you 4 coin power, for example. So it's quite an expensive amount of Rupture for this skill 3 to get a big amount of coin power, right? In addition, this negative effect part, this part here, the coin power +2, wow, amazing. For every 3 negative effects. So that means you need 3 and then 6 negative effects. I think 5 is already quite tricky in Rupture. Having 6 is quite insane, and 9 is just ridiculous. Because if you have 9 negative effects, you get coin power +6, which is not the end of the world. I'll talk about the skill a little bit. The skill has 8 to 14, so having only 1 coin means that it's not really that bad to not have all of the full coin power. You by default already have 23. You by default have 22. You already have 22 by default. So only having maybe 4 coin power or 2 coin power means that this will become 16. 16 + 8 is going to be a 24. And then after that, maybe coin power +2 or +3, whatever the number you get. So you can actually become a 27. So that's already very, very good. So having such a big cap doesn't mean that you actually have to hit the cap. And I think that this is quite okay already. If you can actually hit the whole cap, then this skill becomes insane. Because you can get 11 here. And that becomes 25, 25 + 8, 33. It rolls 33. That's ego level again, right? So yeah, this skill, very, very disgusting. But it's also a unique skill in that it's the only one, which means that the other ones here just have a very easy requirement for the Rupture, right? The skill 3 is the only one that is like, yes, I love big Rupture for big coin power, but I can live without it. Okay, so Rupture shenanigans, all good. The next bad part to talk about is going to be the Rupture count, because this is -1, this is -2, this is positive, well, not really positive, it's just +1, right? On default, alright? No passive activated, no nothing. Alright, it's just -1, -2, and just neutral. So this character is mildly negative, which is not bad, but at the same time, you could use a unit that is positive, and that would actually fix most of the problems. So yeah, a bit suck, but not the end of the world. A good thing about the character, the Clash Wind, the poise gain of this character, very consistent, very easy to actually acquire. You can get Clash Wind 3 poise, 2 poise count. Skill 2, you can get poise count equal to rupture count, max of 3, poise on target, max of 5, and then skill 3, you can get yourself 4 poise over here, and then on crit, you gain 2 poise, plus 1 poise count, gain 2 poise count, blah blah blah. Your evasion also gives you plus 1 poise count 2 times per turn, as well as 2 poise 2 times per turn. I find her poise gain pretty solid. It is good enough in that if you are just using this character, you will just naturally build up your poise, and you will have sufficient amount of poise refill that you will be able to just maintain a decent amount of poise for the entirety of the game, and that is quite solid already. Alright, so there are quite a few good parts and bad parts of the character. We will have to go into the passive to explain why the issues get even worse over time. Right, this character can become rupture count neutral, and can actually become rupture count positive on some skills, but she needs offense level up. Inflict +1 for rupture potency or rupture count if offense level is higher than targets. In Clash, if the offense level is higher than the targets, Clash power also will +1. So you have to look for weak enemies to get the additional Clash power and the additional rupture potency and count. But this will make everything neutral. +1, so become +2, so that's neutral. Skill 2, +2, +2, neutral. It only happens at a maximum of 2 times per turn. So 2 times means that you only trigger on these 2, it will only trigger on these 2. Skill 3, it only triggers on 1 because it's only 1 coin. So it will become a 6 and a +2, which is amazing. That's very nice. Right? So it can be fixed. Your problems can be fixed as long as you can get offense level, which is another issue. You can only get 1 offense level up on a crit on this skill 1. Skill 2, if you critically kill someone, then you get 3 offense level up next turn. And the skill 3 gives you nothing for offense level up. This skill 3 is more of a cash out skill. You want to be set up before you use the skill 3, so you can get the great value from all of the stuff over here. Right? Imagine clashing power increases for every single one of these skills. It means you are basically a clash god, right? Very powerful clasher character, and this character is pretty damn solid in terms of the damage output, in terms of pure Unga Bunga, because of 4 coiner skill 2. 2 coin skill 1 is not the worst, but also not the best, but it's still fine. And skill 3 is an absolutely hard-hitting skill. You have so many multipliers here, and I think one of the best parts about this character is that you have very high base actually for the damage increases. You have 50, which means that you only need 20 poise for guaranteed crit, because you want to crit with this character for the guaranteed critical damage. So you have 20 poise here, so that's 70, which means you only need 5 rupture potency on main target for 75. 80, 20, 100, then you only need 5, 105, right? Then launcher is just how many turns you have spent on the field, and if you have 6, you get additional 30% for a total of this one plus this one. This is going to be 180 plus this, 210%. Very solid stuff, right? So the multiplier here, really nice to have, and makes this skill much stronger than it looks like. Even if you can't hit all conditions here, this skill will do a lot of AoE damage, and that still has not changed, really has not changed, because the only requirement is just make sure you have poise on yourself, easily done, and then make sure you have rupture on the main target, and you only need 5 potency. So that is the great part. The bad part is that you probably want to get a little bit of that coin power here, so you need a little bit more rupture than that for the coin power maximum. But also, once again, not the end of the world just because of these multipliers over here. Right? Okay. And after that, you gain poise at poise count, and then poise count on kill, blah blah. This skill, you want to make sure you have 3 turns on the field and then pop it, and then try to make sure there's 5 types of negative effects somehow. And then after that, you can attack rate +1. Okay, so that is essentially what the character is, right? Your rupture count is shit unless you are stronger than the enemy. Your offense level up gain is not that amazing, except for specific killing scenarios, then it's going to be very good. So you like to hit people who are weaker than you, right? If you fight people that are stronger than you need help to nerf their offense level somehow, or to maybe set power it, or maybe to debuff them with offense level down so that you will be able to be stronger than them. Otherwise, at that point, why not use a single target character who is able to just help build up rupture for the rest of the rupture team to go and Unga Bunga. So this character is more focused towards AoE, more towards mobbing in general, especially with the passive over here. When you kill people with the attack skills, you gain poise equal to the rupture on the target, and if you gain 3 with the above effect, then you can gain poise count as well, right? So really encourages you to go and kill people. And the passive, the launching maneuver here, this is essentially just something that you give a buff to all of your allies when you leave the battlefield, and then when you come back, you enable skill 1-2, where you can do an AoE move here. And remember that you do need to have 3 stacks, so you need to retreat for 3 turns and then come back and then do a big AoE move here. Otherwise, your attack will only do 2, 4, 6, by the way. You get coin power plus 2, that becomes a 4, 8, 10 in an AoE. That's the good part. It's an AoE attack with 2 coins, and you can maybe crit on it if you can crit with 5 poise somehow. Alright, so this is just nice AoE damage and can sometimes nuke your rupture count because it has no rupture count on it at all. Alright, so lots of little bits of issues just compound into a character that is a bit awkward to use in the current Mao team. The Mao team does not need a character like this and does not provide the debuffs for a character like this. So what kind of team might want this character in the future? A Jia family team, maybe, and that is where the hopium lies. This character by itself is a character I would not recommend for anyone to pull or dispense as of now. In fact, I'm going to skip her until I see the rest of the Jia family and what they are planning to do, because really the selling point of this character is the fact that she can retreat whenever she wants and come back when she wants, because she always goes to the 7th slot with her retreat. She always goes to the frontmost place in the backup unit's deployment order, and she can forcefully retreat herself anytime she wants as long as she has 3 stacks of launcher. So that is really her biggest selling point. She's not going to be able to do insane single target shenanigans. She's not going to be able to do crazy single target rupture count building or rupture potency building. She is someone that unga bungas, kills all the weaklings, and then pieces out. She just pieces out and then she gets some other characters in. And that is where the support passive also comes in handy a little bit. If she's defeated, she will assist someone, so she gives you a buff where you also hit people with negative effects and you get clash power plus 1 and deal 10% damage. Maybe there'll be someone that likes that, maybe they won't, we don't know. And then in chain battle, if this unit is a backup unit or has retreated, in chain battle by the way, which means mobbing specifically, where you fight a bunch of enemies, waves and waves of enemies, then you can make someone who's 50% or lower leave by using a defense skill on that character. So that part is interesting in that it might enable certain strategies where you might want to lower someone to 50, or someone accidentally drops to 50 and they're staggered and you want to get them out of there and reset and swap in someone else. Or maybe the fight has now become more single target focused. The enemies are now like 500 HP targets and you need single target damage to go and nuke them, and it's all chain battle still. So then you swap out the AoE unit and just swap in the single target unit or some shit like that, for all I know, right? So yeah, her main selling point to me is just the fact that she can run away very, very easily, and not really the fact that she can do anything else specifically very good. Like, she does have great Unga Bunga AoE damage, that's for sure. It's just that, do you want to keep her after she has killed every single AoE target? Like, do you want to keep her when she already has used her skill tree? Like, there's a lot of different things to consider here. Like, maybe she already has skill tree, then you just keep building it up, then after that, ready to pop a very powerful skill tree with my 6 launcher stacks. Then after that, you want to keep her, right? You want to keep her on the field. Is there any more enemies left? Are you just going to clean it up? Then you might as well just defense her, get her out, and then replace her with someone else. Lots of little things that could happen with this kind of passive. So I think that this character is really meant to be something like that, and not really meant to be an ID that will super excel in the Mao team. The Mao team, the C clan, they're all Heishos. They like to fight shit from the shadows. They are very super unga bunga, really, really damn strong characters. While this Xichun ID is more tactical in design, I feel. So as of now, while I don't recommend her, I feel like she does have potential. And so I will now talk about more copium, the copium that I discovered over the last few hours. First off, your Heisho branch Rodion. If you put her on the bench, possibly at the start, you can make the fastest ally inflict rupture damage to an enemy, also inflict offense and defense level down. These are debuffs that do not get consumed, and Xichun can technically retreat to swap this character in and out. So I think that this is actually quite interesting in that you can actually make Xichun get 2 free debuffs. Right? Okay, defense level down she can do herself, but it's better if someone else does it for her. And those skills, that once those debuffs are on use, so perfect. That means that someone stronger than her, faster than her also, the mouse, they can do it for her. And then she can go afterwards, and then she can go and hit them and get 2 free debuffs done for her. And then where else can I get my debuffs? Look around. You can find one anywhere. You can apply the Rhyme Shang, apply the Sanguine Desire for all I care. You can apply the Hex Nails. Curse is actually a pretty damn good one, because Curse gives you a lot of different debuffs. Nails also gives you a debuff, and Nail also will apply Bleed, which is also a different debuff. And then you can also inflict defense level down here. If an ally including this unit takes direct HP damage from the enemy, you also inflict Curse against the target enemy. So there's lots of different copium ways. This is absolutely copium, by the way. So you can find so many other different ways, like ADD, Legitimine Maggots, whatever the hell you want to go and pop your Dimension Shredders, whatever, right? I looked at so many different egos just to figure out what's happening here. But I think the one you guys really want to hear is what units might be coming up next to make this Heisho interesting. And we will talk about the Battle Pass in particular. I've said it before, and when they make an ego, they usually want to show off the animation of the ego, and so they will release a unit for it. And so we can expect a few characters coming out. We can expect a Honglu character to come out. We can expect a Sinclair character to come out, because there's another WoW ego, the Tears of the Tarnished Sinclair ego, another WoW ego. We also have this Ishmael ego, which I actually used to anticipate whether this ID was a syncing character. Now that I look at it again, this ID has no syncing application at all. But because this passive wants you to inflict this or this using its attack skills, and you can gain offense level up, I think that there is a possibility that they have a support unit somehow that can make a character hit the enemy and then apply sinking, and it will count as that character applying the sinking, such as Death Right Sinkers or something, for all I care, right? I just want to get this offense level up. You can actually get 3 offense level up, and with 3 Absolute Resonance, 3 Gluts, that's super easy to trigger. And yes, you can also use this ego as a cheap ego just to apply Centipede Venom, because it gives the enemy defense level as well as Centipede Venom. Honestly, not as good as the Ishmael Roseate Desire, just because that one just requires Clash Winning, which is actually insanely better. And also the binds makes enemies a lot slower, which a lot of the other mouse like, because when the speed difference is big, they will do more coin power damage. But I will admit that this Centipede Venom, Sloth and Pride, I think you can generate that pretty damn easily. We also have another ego over here, the Dawn ego, where you can apply this Twisted Curse Talisman, and it decays over time and also applies attack power down. Aha! So look guys, there is so many different rupture ways to apply the debuffs that this character wants. And I'm absolutely coping out of my mind here, because I expect to see one ID here, one ID here, one ID here, and one ID here. Because this one I saw in the art, there is a Wei Yisang maybe coming out. And that character, please support this Heisho Xichun, because this character is so weak by herself that I would rather not run her as of now. But I see so much potential in all of the different egos that could make this character a bit more interesting to use, and potentially the whole Jia family will enjoy becoming characters that like negative debuffs, right? They like it. Maybe the whole family will give themselves offense level up, they support each other, and maybe they just like unga bunga, enjoy some rupture, but they are very debuff focused characters. I am hoping for that kind of situation, alright? So yes, I believe that there is potential in the character, and I have said many other characters also had potential, and in the end not really that much. But this Ishmael and all of these other clues that I've been looking around for the past few hours, I feel like there is some hope for the character, alright? Oh my god, I've been digging so hard to find some clues here. So this ID, she can live. Alright, she can become a strong ID. We just need to get the right supports and the right amount of egos. Please don't make me spend 1,000 egos to go and make this character very strong. Make me spend at least just one on the caterpillar and I'm happy already, alright? So here's hoping. If you want to see whether the team can currently make the resources required for the caterpillar, it is currently what? Pride and Sloth, right? Very, very easy, right? With these two mounts. And then the Pride, yeah, we got that one, you got that one. You got the Sea Clan also, so you can have 3 sources of the Pride and then 2 sources of the Sloth. So very easy to trigger the Centipede Venom. And the Ishmael one, however, Roseate Desire, I know I keep mentioning the Ishmael Roseate Desire, there's no Wrath in the Rupture team. Oh my god, there's no Wrath in the Rupture team. Alright, so that means that this Ishmael Ego over here, you can't pop it. Alright, you can't pop it. But if you if you use the Durante, you can pop it early. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting absolutely insane here. Alright, I'm getting absolutely insane here. But I've been searching so hard to make this team con worth it. If I can get one Rupture Wrath character, I can make this character good. I'm telling you, pink ribbons and freaking the vine shit from that is already such a huge applier, and then I can do the Sloth and I can do the Pride, alright? I can make Ishmael great. I just need Wrath energy somehow. I just need Wrath energy. Okay, alright, sorry, I've gone too far here. If I missed anything, guys, feel free to let me know. If you found some secret super duper way to just apply a bunch of debuffs, feel free to let me know. If you have your own funky team comps to make the character work, feel free to let me know. Alright, but as of now, as of my testing and as of asking some other people, I will not recommend this character. So if you're here for the summary, that's it. Do not pull, do not dispense, just observe the upcoming IDs and egos. Unless of course she's your waifu, in which case forget about whatever I just said. Just go and get the unit, doesn't matter. Alright, waifu should always take precedence over everything else. Alright, so that's going to be it, guys. Thanks guys for watching. Sorry this video is so long and took so long to come out. I was just coping really hard. Alright, so that's going to be it. Thanks guys for watching. I shall see you guys next time. Bye bye.